welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 206 is brought to you by Hunter Darkfielder, Sarah Whitman, and Waffles of Earthsea, some of our newest Patreon patrons. This episode is also possible thanks to our producers, For the Whim, Tiger Yuri, and Tab. This week, Nina, Sergio, and I will be continuing our discussion around the latest New Horizons Direct, and then give some helpful tips to prepare for the 2.0 update. So to begin, hello Sergio, how are you doing?
Hi Chuy, hello everybody. I'm doing pretty good. You know, it's exciting to see more people excited about Animal Crossing, either veteran players still excited about the game or people coming back into it. It's just exciting to have Animal Crossing sort of on the spotlight again.
I know. I'm feeling it too.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's been watching lots of videos, playing the game again, getting excited for this update. It's nice to feel that energy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be as rare as it is, but now we've got it back. And then, hi Nina, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good too. I've got super busy weekend, but have energy just because I'm so excited for two Fridays from now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
I know. We're literally, I guess, less than 2 weeks away now since
Yeah.
it's Saturday when we're recording. So 1 week and 6 days. I am pumped for this update, but I guess that's a good place to start. Let's keep discussing it a little bit. So last week, it's hard to be like down on anything, and honestly I still think it's hard to be down on anything, but I do think we should address that a little bit. So my first question for both of you was, now that we've had a week to process everything, was there anything that disappointed you about the update? Sergio?
You know, if I had to be like very, very picky, I would say the fact that not all these special characters are coming back, at least the ones from New Leaf. This would have been a nice opportunity to do so, but I think based on what the game offers in terms of brand new features to New Horizons and what we're getting as part of the free update, I think we're getting enough. I think it might be a little bit unreasonable to expect that absolutely everything comes back, especially, for example, because the Switch doesn't have Street Pass. So, Digby, I'm sorry. I wish you were back, but maybe. I mean, I don't want to say he's not gonna come back. There's always hope, right? But it doesn't look likely. But yeah, I think we're getting enough features back, and especially enough brand new features altogether. But again, if anything, yeah, I wish at least all the special characters went back, at least in some way, shape, and form.
Man, Digby not being back, Street Pass in general being just a feature that's not in this game, I'm bummed about that. I feel like there's a way around it, because the 3DS, yes, we had the Street Pass. We would get little houses in that Happy Home Showcase area north of Main Street. But there was also the Spot Pass feature, which I thought, you know what, if you can't bring back Street Pass, do some sort of Spot Pass thing, like where you connect to the internet and, upload a little bit of data, and some other people will get some random data from you and things. Because we got like Reggie's house through that, Nintendo would send out houses in the game in New Leaf, and I'm just, that's one of my biggest sad things about leaving the 3DS in general.
Yeah.
Just because that feature was so fun. So, yeah, I get that. And then Digby's cute. The little raincoat.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
He's so cute.
Nina, what did you think? Was there anything that was like disappointing to you?
I mean, it's hard to be disappointed about this update because it's just so much more than we were expecting. I kind of wish that they had, which is also hard to say, but I kind of wish that they had gone into more detail. This was like such an overtone of an update without going into too many like hardcore details. Like I kind of wanted them to say how many new pieces of furniture there are exactly. That could have been like a little pop-up and been like, like 200 pieces of new furniture and however many of something else. But I don't know. I guess leaving us hoping for more is also a good thing. So really not disappointed anyways.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I guess I kind of fall along the lines of like, I don't know if I needed all of that detail as far as like how many items. And I think most of it is because I really appreciate the surprise that people are going to experience once they
Right,
play the Happy
right.
Home Paradise thing. Because, like, I played a lot of Happy Home Designer, and I know every single character you design for unlocks more items for
Hmm.
you. Every single
Oh,
amiibo you scan in, every single character that you just take on as a random job. So I'm assuming this is going to be the same, where we're not going to see like too many new items maybe the first week or so, just as like we're starting out on this job, but as it goes it's going to really expand. And though they haven't shown like an exact number, I think we're getting at least over 300 items in here.
oh.
And some of them might be there might just be a lot of surprises for it, because I've seen stuff like the Rococo series, or they
Yeah.
specifically
Oh,
mentioned the Ranch series. And like we saw what, maybe 2 or 3 items of each of those, and all of those sets, maybe that's like 10 more items, 12,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So if depending on how many come back, I even saw the Sleek series in one
Yeah.
shot. Like
Hmm.
there's the couch. So I don't know. I'm ready to be surprised with all the stuff they bring back, and I guess I'm not too disappointed that we didn't see the exact numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, I also say that because it's hard to be disappointed.
I know.
It's so hard to be disappointed from what we saw. On top of that, I guess for me, this one's disappointing for me. The amiibo cards,
Yeah.
not that we're getting them, but specifically like how unbalanced they're going to be here in the States. Like we're going to get packs that come with 6 cards, right? But all of the villagers are 24, and all the special characters, there's 24 of that. But the packs are going to have 1 special character and 5 villagers. And they should have done it 50-50, like 3 special characters, 3 villagers.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mess trying to collect all of the special characters specifically. Um, in this case, like, I feel the ratio is a lot better in Europe, even though their packs are like of three
Mm-hmm.
cards.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get 1 special character and 2 villagers. So the ratio
Yes.
is a lot better. Like it's a 1 to
Yes.
2 versus a 1 to 5. 1 to 5. That is wildly out. It's just not balanced. It's going to be a mess. Um, and then this one's kind of like low key, just like Chewy wants more things. The new KK Slider songs, really great, but Sergio and I got those complete box sets of Animal Crossing CDs, and now it's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Incomplete
Yes.
completely.
Everyone that bought
I
it should get a free CD immediately.
I know. On top of that, there's the art book with all of the KK Slider album covers,
True. Yes.
We need it. We need that too. We need the new artwork. And then, you know what? This honestly could call for a lot more CDs than we think, because there's the music box versions of all the KK Slider songs too.
Yes.
So now that they have the music box version, the KK Slider live version, and the actual MP3 whatever
Right.
file it is, the full recording, there's a lot of music in this game that's not in the CD now, and I need it all.
Yeah, they better figure out a way to patch that soundtrack.
Yeah, just patch it. Send it over to our Switch collectible. We just want all the collectibles.
Yeah.
So with that, I want to ask both of you, is there anything that was missing for you in this direct? I know for me, day one, when we saw 8 players per island, or 8 players visiting an island, I was like, the mini games are going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing 4 versus 4 mini games in Animal Crossing, incredible. I can't believe that's happening. And it's not. I mean, it's still not, as far as we know.
Right.
So yeah, I was just kind of sad about like not having just a little bit more to do online. I think we can do like the stretching with friends, and do like the coffee with friends, but I mean, that's a couple activities that frankly I just don't know how they're gonna be interesting for people beyond week 1.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess, Nina, was there anything that you felt was missing?
I completely agree. I don't know what's going
Mhm.
on with the mini games, and I don't know why it wasn't added with Kapp'n because
Hmm.
him taking you to islands, that's what the dodos do. Like we don't need Kapp'n to do that for us. It
Yeah.
could have just been another like little option drop down for the dodos, and then Kapp'n could have taken us to mini games. So maybe that's one of the things they glossed over. I don't know why they would do that, but we'll see.
Yeah, it really is a bummer that that's not what he's doing. I don't know. It seems very strange. I think we'll find some surprising things on those islands. I mean,
Mhm.
already,
Hmm.
I know day one, I need to go and get all my vines and those new weeds and stuff. And that, of course, I got to do. Maybe some mushrooms too. I've been talking about that a lot.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems like really strange that Captain's just a second way to get more islands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sergio, was there anything missing for you?
I'm with you both. It has to be the online minigames. I think a lot of us expected it, and it is surprising that we're not getting it, especially when you see 8 chairs on the airport. It was kind of a hint in a way. And I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, even if the minigames were exactly as they were in New Leaf, like exactly the same size island, even if it was only 4 players, it would still be something very different to do in multiplayer. Like you were saying, yeah, we're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
able to share coffee, do the stretching together, but it's kind of not as different as it would be to play mini games. That would be very different from the usual multiplayer activities that we can do now or that we're gonna be able to do with the update. This would have been very, very different. It would have kind of made a separate aspect of Animal Crossing more on the multiplayer side, more on the just for fun type of side. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was hoping for that, but again, it's hard to with everything that we're getting, even if we're not getting the mini games. I think it's okay. It would have just been something very nice and very different.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm seeing, we've been recording these on Twitch live lately, and I'm seeing some comments about like the possibility of Amiibo Festival DLC, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say sorry, but there's a very specific thing on the Amiibo cards that does not exist. They
Ooh.
don't, the new Amiibo cards do not have a die roll icon on them, and they do not have a rock, paper, scissors icon on them. So I'm assuming those things are kind of ingrained in a lot of the Amiibo Festival games. So for some reason, I just don't think that's the type of thing they would do. On top of that, a mini game update that's like Amiibo related. I think Nintendo saw kind of firsthand how ineffective it was putting in amiibo as like such a necessary part of a game,
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
especially one that wasn't like free to play. If it
Mm.
was like a free to download and
Oh,
play game, I think more people would have gone out and been like, oh yeah, I'll buy a few amiibo to play this thing and try it out. But the
yes,
fact that you'd have to like buy it and then on top of that buy some amiibo in order to enjoy it, I think that changes the price quite a bit.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. But that said, I still do think there is a possibility for some sort of things. We'll get into that a little bit. But my first question before we get into that, Nintendo said this was the last major free update. What do you think we should expect going forward in terms of like free content? Nina, what do you think here?
Um, I'm hoping that we'll get like an announcement from Nintendo that stabilizes the game. That kind of after all the hubbub dies down, it
Mm,
lets us know that holidays are locked in, Nook shopping items are locked in. This is the game. It's complete. Enjoy it. And then maybe DLC after that, like paid DLC. But I,
right.
I just want to know when we're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess where I feel we're probably gonna go back into Nook shopping territory.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
every I don't know, couple weeks there's a new Nook shopping item that we can get. It might just be that, like just some small little thing, fill out some different little world holidays and give us some more little items to buy. But beyond that, I see it being like a balance patch. Maybe they found a little bug that needs to get fixed
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
probably just continually adding the holidays back in each time. I think when the updates finally hit that point when the holidays are in the game permanently, that's probably when it's over. It's done.
Right.
Like the most we'll see at that point is just like, oh, here's a fix for a bug that we found, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm not expecting anything, honestly. We might get a couple of free items here and there, but I really like Nina's idea of getting like a final patch. Everything is unlocked. See you guys later. We're gonna be working on the next Animal Crossing for a while. That would be kind of nice to actually know about. But yeah, I'm hoping that happens. But I'm not expecting much in terms of free content. But honestly, I think that's okay based on everything that we're getting as
Mm.
part of this final send off in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're right. Like I said before, it's really hard to be disappointed when there is so much that we are going to be able to do with this update. And there's so much like we just haven't done yet. So I
Right.
think we're going to have a good long while with this game so far. But I do want to ask one more thing about DLC. Do you think we'll see more paid DLC come to
Mm,
New Horizons? I know there's been this rumor popularized by outlets like IGN and that sort of thing that Nintendo's kind of said no, there's not going to be any more. But come on, when it comes to like making a game or some add-on for money, I wouldn't put it behind Nintendo to do it. Like that's their whole business model.
right. Right.
So yeah, Sergio, do you think there's going to be any paid DLC?
Ah, I don't know if I think there will be. I hope there is. I guess it depends on how Happy Home Paradise does. I hope it does well. I think it will. I was thinking it would be pretty awesome to get a Desert Island Escape type of DLC. And I'm even thinking it could be a separate game, but if you buy it, it works with New Horizons and it sort of integrates with your island. You might even
Mm-hmm.
get a discount if you own the game. That'd be a nice way to sort of introduce a new Animal Crossing game, like a spin off, but it also connects to New Horizons. I'm hoping we get something like that. If I had to bet, I would say probably not. I think maybe Happy Home Paradise is the last paid DLC we get, but I hope I'm wrong. I mean, the more Animal
Mm-hmm.
Crossing content we get, the better.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess the good point there is like Happy Home Designer was right after New Leaf, uses a lot of those same assets from New Leaf, and it made sense to integrate it into New Horizons. Whereas like Amiibo Festival felt not so connected,
Yes. Hmm.
and it felt like pretty different. And I don't know. I guess I do have a harder time seeing them fit that in. And then Pocket Camp, of course, it's completely own thing.
Right.
That's not going to be connected to New Horizons outside of like, some item crossovers, right?
Right.
We're going to see an item crossover pretty soon between Pocket Camp and New
Hmm.
Horizons once again. So hopefully, I mean, I like to see that stuff, but yeah, as far as like other DLC, once again, I would pay for a mini game update. We've already seen Nintendo play around with like paid mini game DLC, like Luigi's Mansion specifically
Oh,
got
yeah.
online DLC that was like $10 or so. So
Yeah.
that was like a paid thing. Um, but I just don't see Amiibo Festival happening mostly because of its connection with Amiibo being so tied in. But Tortimer's Island, that feels possible.
Mm.
Yes.
Uh, And I do also want to mention, like, I feel like Nintendo did a cool thing to open it up to DLC by making this accessible through Dodo Airlines and
Mhm.
saying, like, I want to go to work. They could easily put, like, I want to go on tour. And then that's throws you into this mini game where you go on tour with KK Slider and play a rhythm game.
Ooh.
Dreams. So I don't know. I think they opened it up to I guess possibly future proof it, but I guess we'll only know when we know.
Yeah.
Nina, what do you think here?
I mean, I think you're onto something with that idea about, having these paid DLC be kind of spin-off games, and having it integrated through Animal Crossing, make sure people have to buy both to play both. So I think we could possibly see more paid DLC that are spin-offs, like the KK Rhythm Heaven that we have talked about before. I still also want like a Cooking Mama Brewster
Ooh.
mini game
Yes.
DLC, and some sort of amiibo festival too, even if it's like rebranded so that you don't have to use the amiibo cards and the dice roll or whatever. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think that that's kind of working smarter instead of harder on Nintendo's part, where people have to have both games in order to play them.
Yeah. You know, speaking of like cooking mini games and what was missing, like we didn't see anything regarding like whether we're going to be able to help Brewster at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I still, I mean, that's important. I feel like we need to, just because like such a key aspect to Brewster being in it is just that like we get that Sable style gameplay again, where we talk to him
Yes.
once a day and slowly build that relationship up. And we need more of that with all the special characters. But like
Yeah.
Brewster should be our ticket into that, you know? Help him out, eventually get offered a job, and then start getting little Brewster items, coffee items, and eventually Brewster gyroids. With the new gyroids, they're looking so good. I can only imagine how good Brewster's set will look.
I need to take another look at Brewster's Cafe, but from what I saw, I don't think the setup allows for that cooking, or not cooking, but drink making mini game anymore. Like the camera angle would really have to change, and Brewster is like almost in his own little enclave, so it'd be weird. Like maybe we'd be
Right.
working on the corner, but I have a feeling it's
Mhm.
not going to be in there.
Mm, sad.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll look again. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll make a ton of discoveries going into this update. The data mine for it is going to be wild.
Oh
I
man.
don't even want to look at it because I'm just going to enjoy the game at this
No,
point.
yeah.
But I'm sure there's going to be stuff that people find that's just like, what? This is what? Yeah. So, anyways, we did want to talk to you all about how to prep for the version 2.0 update. So, let's switch over to some preparation things. My first question for you, this has been a big discussion going into this whole update, but do you think players should restart or start a new island for this update? Sergio, what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking if you had been at all interested in starting a second island, this is definitely the best time to do so. It almost feels like a no-brainer. Again, if you were interested, if you have the means to have a second Switch, if you were thinking of restarting your island, I guess that's also an option. I personally, I don't want to recommend that because I like when people are attached to their original islands. They would rather put in the work to add or change it enough to have it be what they want with the new features, but it's still their
Hmm.
original island, you know. And then again, you can have your side island, a brand new one. I think that's the best approach. Again, I don't think either one is necessary because of the update, but if you were on the fence, this is definitely the best time to do so.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of us will probably agree on that because I agree. Like, probably don't restart, especially if you are excited for the new stuff. It's going to take you a while to build up to that new
Yes. Oh
stuff.
man.
This all
Yes.
looks like kind of more end goal or end game things. I think starting a second island, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I've already done it. I got a second Switch for this thing, and I'm really excited to see how the game plays with that. Um, so I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of late game things in this update. So if you don't feel like you're gonna have the, I guess, stamina to work through that whole beginning sequence again and everything, it's probably best to stick with what you have, build off of it, and work around everything.
Mhm.
But I mean, for those who do want to restart and everything, I do think that's going to be a really fun way to play the game. I do eventually, like, maybe once the final update has dropped, just start like playing one island for and see how the game feels like once it's fully
Ah.
complete with all of the things, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Yeah. Nina, what do you feel here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to dissuade people from restarting if that's going to rejuvenate the game for them and almost make it
Hmm.
feel like a new Horizon sequel. But you are going to have to be working super hard to catch back up to all of this new stuff.
Hmm.
Just like
Hmm.
when we first get the museum, it still takes a little while to then unlock Red and the art museum, and now we're also unlocking Brewster after that. So if you are restarting, just know that it's going to be another long-term gameplay to get to
Hmm.
everything, and that's okay. You want it to last a long time, so just
Right.
kind of enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, and you totally just reminded me. Drew's gonna do a Brewster percent run, like speed runs in New Horizons specifically to see how fast you can get to
Oh,
Brewster.
nice.
And I think that's a brilliant idea. That I want to do one. I want to do a Brewster percent run. I will not go very fast because I get too distracted actually playing the game.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So my next question for both of you, do you think it's necessary for people to buy the Happy Home Paradise DLC on day one? What are you thinking here, Nina?
On day one, I do, which I'm looking at the
Oh.
notes and it looks like I'm not agreeing with the two of you. Um, because I think a lot of this, again, is going to kind of be a slow roll. Especially if you've played Happy Home Designer before, you know that it takes a while to like even unlock ceiling items or to even unlock the soundscapes.
Mm.
That game, just like Animal Crossing, kind of slows you down and makes you take it day by day. So the same thing with this update. It's a lot of items, and you only get so many items in your shop each day. So it's not like you're going to be, all these new items are going to be
Mm.
thrown at you at the same time. Plus,
Hmm.
with Harv's Island, it looks like you can only pay off one like new little shop at a time. So it's going to take a long time to do all of this. So when I finish doing those daily things, then I want to go and play my Happy Home Paradise.
Ah. Mm.
Yeah, I guess it's true. That's like, and even looking at what the footage that we got, when you go to the Happy Home Paradise section, there's like what, 5 items on sale?
Yeah.
How do those rotate each day? How often do you have to, how much do you earn from each like room you design? How many rooms can you design in a day? There are a lot of questions regarding that and just like how much progress you can make. So yeah, I guess that's a good argument to just like start right away and start getting the benefits of those new items.
Right.
Yeah. Sergio, how do you feel? Do you think it's necessary to get it?
I don't think it's necessary, but honestly, I think most veteran players that have been playing New Horizons for a while, they're gonna gravitate towards it probably closer to day one because it's the most different part of the update. You know, the update is very nice and we're getting a lot of new things, but Happy Home Paradise is the most different. Um, like you said, it's like a
Hmm.
game within a game. I think it's gonna keep us playing a lot more than the new dailies that we're getting, which is nice. But yeah, I think Happy Home Paradise is gonna attract mostly the people that have been playing a lot. I feel like people that are fairly new to New Horizons are gonna want to stick with the free update first, the free content. I mean,
Hmm.
they still have a lot to do as it is now, and then with the free content, even more so. But yeah, I think Happy Home Paradise is like a good mix, but I think it's mostly geared towards people that have been playing New Horizons a lot and they want something very different.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're pretty spot on to like segment it a little bit with like which types of players might be most interested. As a veteran player, yeah, I definitely agree. Like we're getting this day one. It's not a question.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I'll say, for anybody who can't buy it and everything, I'll throw my hat into I don't think it's too necessary to get it day one.
Yes.
Like, if you need to sit on it, like, wait till the funds are available and, get it later. I think that's totally fine because there is so much to enjoy from the free stuff that you're getting.
Mhm.
As many free item or new items, I mean, that we're getting from Happy Home Paradise, there are gonna be new items in Nook's shopping. There's the new redemption rewards that you're gonna be able to get. Like all of those are free things that you can get and enjoy. The crops, the whole new set of like farming items and things to decorate with. There's a lot there. So I don't think like if you can't get it or don't have the means quite yet, I don't think that you're gonna necessarily feel like you're missing out on stuff just because there is gonna be a lot of new stuff to enjoy and appreciate in this. So
Hmm.
yeah, if you have to wait and if you want to wait to see if it's like something that you like, that's fine. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to enjoy.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm surprised it's coming out on the same date as the update. When they were announcing it, I honestly
Oh
thought, oh, this
yeah.
has to be next year. There's no way this is coming soon, and it was the actual
Yeah.
same day as the free update. I
Yeah.
don't know, it might have worked better that way to kind of space them out, but because it might be a little bit overwhelming to get all the free update and then Happy Home Paradise, but we're gonna make it happen.
We're gonna be overloaded.
Yeah.
There's gonna be so much game to play. And the best part is too, like I'm already looking forward to just like hitting both of you up and saying, "Hey, I've got these items. What do you have today?
Yeah.
Let's trade, let's buy some things. It's gonna bring that excitement back where people are
Yes.
just like on it all day. They're checking all their stuff. They're talking to other people and arranging some play dates to get things. And
Yeah.
I love that. I love that Animal Crossing feeling. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about like, going into the update a little bit, but let's start talking about actually preparing for it. So this might be most beneficial for those who are maybe like not restarting, and maybe we'll throw in some tips for people who are and everything. But what do you think players should do to prepare for the 2.0 update? And for me personally, I have been getting really excited for the new stuff because I've just cleared out an area on my island.
Mm.
I've been working on clearing it for weeks and have done some
Oh.
little terraforming projects and stuff. And so now I'm just like waiting to see like what kind of items we're getting, what kind of new things so I can build around it and everything. So my first tip, definitely prep an area. If you've been wanting to move some houses, if you feel like you need to re-terraform some things, like now's the time to do it. So
Right.
once the update comes out, you can just like get to work on it, start enjoying all that new stuff. I think that's going to be so much fun to do. And I guess the reason I'm excited about it is because I do feel like this game was really built around those features, like changing up your island pretty regularly, re-terraforming stuff, moving
Hmm.
houses. Like a lot of those features I feel are not being utilized at the moment, and they're the bulk of the gameplay. And so I think just getting players back into that will be really nice for them to feel like, oh, the game feels a little bit fresh now, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Um, yeah, I guess from there, I'll just go through all of mine real quickly. Watch some videos about some of the new items that you're going to be able to use. I know Kuri has been posting some new videos doing like in-depth looks at this direct with all of the items that you can get and
Ooh.
enjoy. And she has found some really cool things. I think she found like a sloppy series item,
Nice.
which is like, oh, that's coming back. That's amazing. So I definitely recommend watching and just getting excited for some of the things. And I really don't think they showed us like half of what we're going to be able to
Yes.
get
Yes.
through Happy Home Paradise. Surprisingly enough, I think we're going to get a lot from it. Um, and then I would also start collecting Nook Miles. Nook Miles are
Mm.
going to be pretty crucial with this, especially with like between Kapp'n, all of the new redemptions, and I don't know, probably villager hunting for any new villagers that you couldn't get the amiibo cards for. I'm assuming they're going to get added into the base game. So, yeah, I think Nook Miles are going to be very important with this update. And also, surprisingly enough, bells. Bells will be
Mm.
important. I know the Harv's Island stuff is going to use bells in order to like
Oh,
buy the
nice.
people. So get your bells. And then the last one, this one's one everybody's going to forget about. Download that app on your smartphone, the Nintendo Switch Online app, and start getting your Nook points on there. I think I have like
Mm.
500 right now, but there's a whole new set of items coming to that
Ooh,
app specifically. So,
nice.
yeah, get your Nook points. Sergio, what are your tips here?
Oh man, there's so much to think about. I'm definitely with you. telling people to do what you can now, because we know what's coming, so you can kind of start preparing your island. I would suggest to take a very good look at your island, analyze everything from top to bottom, and start planning what you want. If you know you're gonna want the two bridges, you can kind of prepare for that, clear the area a little bit. You're also gonna be able to put two more inclines at least, so you can kind of start
Mm.
deciding where you're gonna be putting all that in. And also, like, if you're gonna want a farm area for the crops that we're getting, which is very nice, you can start planning that. You can start thinking about, well, do I want a small one? Do I want a really big farm area? Where do I want it? Next to my house or somewhere in town in the island where everyone can sort of share the crops. There's a lot of things to think about. Luckily, we kind of see what's already in store, so we can start preparing our island for that. And for a lot of us, including myself, that haven't been playing as regularly as others, there's a lot of cleaning up to do. I started doing that this morning, but it was fun, and I'm excited because I can already see my island all clean and nice, and then enhanced with the things that we're getting through the update. So I'm already having a lot of fun.
Yeah, that incline and bridge increase, I'm already getting really excited about just doing some scenic areas that just have a bridge or incline there
Mm,
just to have it.
yes.
I've been wanting to have like ones for just strictly decoration, but they're all function driven right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nina, what are some tips that you have to prepare?
I think it'd be good to kind of go through your island and note items that you use over and over again, so that you can start to see if there's a theme or repetitive areas in your island that you're going to be able to change up with all the new stuff that we're getting. Or
Mm.
like people who kind of like hack their own items, like, you know, those umbrella designs that make it look like a little open box, but it's really just a
Oh,
umbrella laid out. Like,
yes.
see if there's an item in the trailer that will help replace those things, and you can kind of start updating what you
Ah.
want to update.
Hmm.
Also, like, I'm so excited about the outdoor storage chest that we can
Mhm.
have. That's going to
Mhm.
totally
Yeah.
make my outdoor tool area useless, which is perfect because then I can use that for farming or something. So check and see if there's areas of your island that you know, aren't needed anymore because of this update. So kind of just do like a little walk around on your island.
Yeah. Yeah, that really reminds me of when Jackie was playing quite a bit. She would do like little walkthroughs of her place and then rate every section, and she'd be like, "I love this one. It's a 5. We're keeping it." And then to others she's like, "This is a 2. I need it to change."
Yeah, you got to
And
Marie
so
Kondo your island.
yeah, look around, see stuff that you're like, oh, I actually don't like this anymore. Let's
Mhm.
change it up. And I think that is a good way to like just approach it. Approach the game like it's nice and fresh, like you have all of this new stuff that you want to use and start actually cutting all the stuff you don't want,
Yeah.
you know? Awesome. My next question for both of you. What are your best tips for getting Nook Miles? For me, I personally am all about going for those Nook Miles, so I'm constantly looking at any of the Nook Miles like long-term goals and saying like, "Oh, let's build a daily schedule around these. Like, how long is it going to take me to get this if I just catch like 5 bugs a day? Like, when
Mm.
will I reach 5,000
Mm.
bugs?" Oh man, it's like it's so many days. It's like 1,000 days if you do it that
Oh
slowly.
man.
Uh, is it? I don't know. Math, whatever.
Mm-mm.
But like, start building a little daily, I guess, daily chores list, and then you're gonna start hitting those long-term goals. Some of them probably are a lot closer to than others, so you can like focus on those and be like, sweet, I'm gonna do this for a day and then get all of these things. But then also while you're doing that, pay attention to your Nook Miles Plus. Like sometimes you're working toward your fishing goal. Sometimes it's just like take a big snapshot really quick. Sometimes it's just like talk to 3 villagers, and then you just go and talk to them and you're done. Like that's some good points right there for really quick and easy tasks. So
Right.
really just pay attention to the Nook Miles Plus things, what your dailies are, and you'll be there in no time. It's pretty awesome. Sergio, what are your tips?
I'm definitely with you. I would say keep an eye on the Nook Miles Plus because we get so engrossed into the game. We usually, I personally like miss the little notification or the sound that you unlock one of them. So it's good advice
Hmm.
to always be checking them, like every 15 minutes, maybe every half hour. Just check them out and see what you unlock and claim them so you can unlock more. And it also keeps you playing in different ways instead of always doing the same thing every day. When
Mm.
you keep checking the Nook Miles Plus, you might even get ideas. Oh yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I'll just do it. You get the item or whatever. Yeah, you get the item that the Nook Miles Plus gives you. Plus you get the Nook Miles Plus, and it's a good thing to start saving up for these because of the update.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally true. Just save up as much as you can because there's going to be too much to get with
Yeah.
them. Nina, what are your tips?
So as someone who has restarted their second island many times and has to get those first 5,000 Nook Miles to pay off your house as quickly as possible, I think
Hmm.
some of the fastest way is to check, like, it's super simple stuff. Make sure you have all of the fruit, because if you plant that fruit in your town, those Nook Miles like stack. I think it starts with only 100, but then it like doubles itself the more
Mm.
fruit that you plant in your town. Plus, like, super simple things like even watering flowers, breaking tools, selling weeds, and selling shells get you Nook Mile tickets once you reach certain like thresholds. So yeah, double check those Nook Miles that seem super easy, because they really do bring in the bells or the miles really quickly.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, one that I did, I started just shaking all my trees at the beginning. As soon as you find one item from a tree, that's your first shady shakedown
Yeah.
one.
Hmm.
And if you get stung by two bees, that's one right there. Like if you get knocked out by bees,
Yeah.
you do get Nook Miles. So
Oh,
there's a lot of little funny things.
letting your present fall into the river. That's another one.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Just shoot a present over the water and you're gonna get some Nook Miles like that. There's some really quick ones. Make a quick
Hmm.
design. I literally
Hmm.
just put a dot on a thing, filled it red, and there was a design. We're good.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, a true masterpiece for sure. So, yeah, there's some quick ones that you can get. One that doesn't happen that I'm still surprised isn't a Nook Miles goal. The Rossetti service.
Oh yeah.
The rescue thing that doesn't give you anything. Don't do it. Um, cool. Like I said earlier too, we're gonna be needing a lot of bells coming up. What are your tips for that, Nina? Do you want to kick us off here?
Sure. Um, so I kind of get into a zone when I'm trying to earn bells. I'll just go fishing and throw on something on the TV so that I'm kind of paying attention to neither. It's nice and
Mm-hmm.
relaxing. Fishing and diving get you so many bells, and then just remember not to throw anything away. Sell even twigs that you pick up, which you're probably gonna need the twigs later
Hmm.
for crafting, but
Mm-hmm.
everything is money in Animal Crossing, so don't forget that.
Yeah, except for, are there some items where they're like, oh, we're gonna charge you for getting rid of this? I think there were some in New Leaf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not anymore though.
Okay, so everything is money
Hmm.
now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Um, I was gonna say, like, on top of like fishing and everything, even getting back into doing your daily fossils as well, like
Hmm.
those just sit around
Ah.
on my island these days because I don't need any more fossils. But like, if they're pretty good money, if you dig up all four of them each day, you
Yes.
can get a good amount of money from that. So working those things back into your dailies, my schedule personally, as far as dailies go, every single day, I was catching bugs, catching fish, going diving, collecting my fossils, giving presents from like fruit trees to villagers. But like by the end of the day, I'd get a decent amount of bells, like almost 100,000 bells each day, just from doing those little tasks. So,
Hmm.
yeah, you'd be surprised how much you can get once you start like doing all of those little things again. Sergio, what are your tips for getting money?
Nice. I like that one that you said about the fossils. I know it takes a little bit of extra time to go to the museum to get them, designated, but Yeah, it's worth it. It's
Hmm.
definitely worth it
Hmm.
for good bells. And I agree with Nina. Collect everything, even the shells on the beach. I mean, they add up. Just collect everything that you come across, pick it up,
Hmm.
go sell everything once your pockets are full. And also, collect the crafting materials and then craft items with that and sell those. It also helps you with the Nook Miles because there's a lot of achievements to get by crafting a lot of items. So it's gonna take a while, but again, you make money, you make bells, and you make Nook Miles at the same time. So it's a good approach to push both at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And one more comment I remembered too. Nina, you're right. The diving makes you rich.
Yes.
You honestly get so much money from diving. It's unbelievable.
Hmm. Upgrade your pockets as soon as you can, and then just go on a
Yes.
diving spree.
Yes. Oh, goodness. The diving. It's amazing.
Hmm.
You're going to be rich with that. And you can start diving day one now. I was
Yes.
amazed by that on my when I started a new island. I was just like, wait, I can go and check the other parts of my island just by going for a swim now? This is amazing. Game changer.
Hmm.
Okay. I have one last question for both of you regarding preparing. But what do you think is going to be the best way to play to keep from burning out too early? I know that's going to be a problem that we're going to run into with this game. People always hit that point where they're like not having as much fun as they used to, and it's discouraging. So, how do you make it last, Sergio?
I definitely agree with you. I would say take your time. Don't rush anything. And I know it's gonna be a little bit overwhelming at first with so many things that we can do. And some of us might be thinking, I just want to have my island all completed. But no, don't rush it. One day at a time, one little accomplishment at a time. Even it's gonna keep you playing longer. And another good thing is that you can adjust as needed. You might have this vision, and if you focus so much on that and you complete it, it might not be optimal. You might have realized that if you did it slowly, you might have seen something else that somebody had, or you might come across a different item that might work better in place of another one. So just take it
Mm-hmm.
slow. You're gonna end up playing the game longer that way. That's my advice for the game in general. And even though that's my advice, I feel like I didn't follow it myself. I still think I kind of rushed through New Horizons. So I'm definitely gonna be
Mm-hmm.
taking nice and slow with the update, and I'm gonna play for longer this time.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds really good. Nina, what do you think here?
I think you got to allow the game to stop you. There's going to be those time walls not
Hmm.
only in the update, the free update, but also in Happy Home Paradise, and just you got to kind of take it as they come. Don't
Yeah.
don't try not to time travel if you don't want to. And then when you have that free time, like if the game has stopped you but you want to keep playing, that's when you can earn more Nook Miles, more bells, and get to know your villagers a little
Mm.
more.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, you said the two words that I'm just like, I'm gonna live by right now. Don't time travel. Is that three
Yeah.
words? The
That's a
three words.
contraction in 2 words.
Yeah. Don't time travel. Like try your best not to. Like just take it one day at a time and just see how the game is meant to be enjoyed. Especially now that they're adding back the ordinances and you can do the early bird or night owl one. Switch to those.
Mm.
Whichever one works best with your schedule, whatever can keep you in time as much as possible. I recommend playing like that because I think you're going to see how much you're going to enjoy the gameplay as you unlock new things and allow yourself to really digest it. And then seeing your major accomplishments over a long period of time, like 3 months down the line, you're going to look at that and be like, wow, look at all of the stuff I was able to do. I thought it was going slow, but look it's amazing now, you know?
Yeah.
And then that way, like, you're not ever overdoing it in any one thing. You can like sit there and fish all day just trying to complete your 5,000 fishing goals, and you're gonna be over it at some point. I know I have done that and have been like, oh no, I'm done. I can't do this for a while. So so yeah, I'm gonna recommend like try not to time travel when this update comes out and just like take it slow. Take it at the pace that the game goes and then hopefully you'll get a few months at least out of what we're getting from this
Right.
game.
I like how
Yeah.
we've changed our tune since the game first came out. We were always like, oh, you can time travel if that's your style of gameplay. Now we're like, no, you stop right now.
Yeah. Now that we know what that has resulted in, let's just keep it slow, everyone.
Yeah.
Regular old slow-paced snail time.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and hop into Haken's Islander Corner. For those of you who don't know, every single week we ask our patrons on Patreon a question and read their answers out loud here on the show. If you are a Haken patron over on Patreon, you may notice we didn't ask another question, and it's honestly because we got a million answers for the last one, so we've pulled like 15 more. Like, can you believe, like 15
Wow.
more on top of the ones we read last time to read for you today? The week's question was, what was your favorite thing from the Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct? I mean, come on, we're gonna get a lot for that.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go Nina, then Sergio, then me today.
Okay, so we start out with For the Whim, who says, it was honestly all so exciting. From the free update, I got unnecessarily excited about being able to shimmy between spaces in our house. But honestly, I'm most excited for Happy Home Paradise. It needs to be November 5th as of a week ago. I'm ready. That's good. 13 days, right? We're getting there. It's closer than it was when
Yeah.
For the Whim answered this question. So that's all that
Yeah.
matters.
And it's gonna be closer once this episode goes live on Tuesday.
We're time
so
traveling already.
Don't time travel, but also time travel to just that day.
Yeah.
I hear if you change your clock on the game right now to November 5th, you get the update early.
Try
No,
it.
just kidding. Don't believe that.
Nice. Quantrell Taval said, without a doubt, the Happy Home Paradise update. I have been saying for months that this is what the game needed more than any other character or feature, and that Direct pretty much confirmed what I have been saying. Quantrell, I think you're right, and I think it was one of those, nah, they're not gonna do it. That's too good, even for Nintendo, even for Animal Crossing. But they did it. It's almost here. Yeah, we're gonna be there. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, Quantrell and we've been pumping that for months now.
Yeah.
Years. Every single day of our lives, we just said, Happy Home Designer for New Horizons, please. All right, our next answer is from Eddie, and they said, the fact that we're getting a whole new game for the small price of $25. Unbelievable. We have absolutely been spoiled with this new update, and I could not be happier. I really hope new and old players are able to milk out all of this content so that the community can stay active. I'm sure this big of a revival of the community was something many weren't expecting. It's a good time to be an Animal Crossing player indeed. I agree wholeheartedly. I've been so happy to see everybody as excited for Animal Crossing as like I usually am. So it feels good. It feels good to have everybody back in the New Horizons camp for sure.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's see. Nabila says, aside from being totally blown away by how much we're getting for free, I'm beyond excited for Happy Home Paradise. I'm a huge fan of Happy Home Designer, and the new one looks amazing with expanded features and integration for your island. I was expecting them to release it as a separate game for a full $60, so the $25 is a steal in my book. Guess the other $35 can go to Amiibo cards. Nintendo, go ahead. My bank account is yours. I have never thought of it like that. That's so true. I was expecting it to be a full $60 also, so we're really saving money.
Yeah. Yeah, they cut the price more than in half at this point.
Yeah.
And I also really appreciate like how many people are realizing like how great Happy Home Designer is, and like all of the fans of it are coming out and saying like, yes, we told you everyone, this is going to be fun. You're going to love it.
Nice. So Ness says, it almost feels like a crime not to say everything because that direct really was incredible. If I had to pick one thing though, I would say I'm very excited to see what becomes of the little shopping square in Harp's Island. It would be a dream if they eventually settled down and became proper walk-in stores again. Oh man, that would be amazing. And I think, yeah, we don't know. We know very little about how Harp's Island is going to turn out, and that's very exciting in a way. We saw a lot of special characters coming back there, but we didn't see everything, I'm pretty sure. So it's exciting to kind of be figuring out what we're getting there. I cannot wait.
I know. And just knowing that we have to build it up and work toward it, like that's exactly what I like. That's what I feel
Hmm.
needs to continue for the game throughout. Like they fed us that type of gameplay at the beginning where it was like, oh, we're just starting at the regular old resident services building, no shop, no Able
Right.
Sisters, and then all of a sudden it's like build this museum, build Nook's Cranny, build Able Sisters, see all these little shops visiting, do all these things to make the town look great, and invite KK Slider over. And then it just like screeching halt after you do that.
Oh no.
And I don't know. I think now this continues that excitement. This
Yes.
continues that feeling of like, oh yeah, there's some new stuff that we can do and enjoy. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Squee of Tortuga said, my favorite changes almost daily. There's so much coming, but today, my favorite thing is the gyroids. I love, love, love the new designs and have something more to do every day. And having something more to do every day is all I wanted from the direct, and they fill this perfectly. And they are customizable. Tumeke, pronounced Tumeki. Oh, Tumeki means too much awesome. Thank you, Squee. I always love you throwing some Maori in there for us
Yeah.
to learn. Really appreciate it. But yeah, the customizable gyroids, like that was a step beyond what I thought they were going to do. I was like,
Mm.
gyroids? Awesome. Customizable gyroids? Wow. Wow.
Let's see. Wendy L says, I love how they basically practically gave us everything we've been asking for and then some, and then said, now leave us alone. I think that was my favorite part because it shows that they've been actually paying attention to us all along. Poor guys, we've been talking so much crap about how much they don't care about us, and then bam, it turns out they do, and so much. I'm honestly so happy. My expectations were in the middle because I was mostly just excited that they gave us a whole dedicated direct, but I was so blown away I actually cried. I think
Aw.
a lot of us
Oh.
did, Wendy. It was so good.
Yeah. And honestly, like I told you, I just want to say, Sergio, Nina, they were working on it. I knew for a fact they were working on it. And you were all like, it's Nook shopping. And I was like, no, there's something big on the horizons. That is the title.
I've never been happier to be so wrong.
Yes.
You know what? That's the best time to be wrong.
Mhm.
When you're just like, I'm so glad I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Nice. Crossing Chap said, gyroids. I was hoping they would come back, but I couldn't have imagined how good they would be. They've had such a glow up. I can't wait to run around my island after a rainy day seeing which gyroids I can dig up. It's going to be so fun discovering all the new variations and then experimenting with customizing them all. It's a good thing that our storage can expand to 5,000 because mine will be full to the brim with gyroids. Yes, that's true.
Yes.
They didn't just come back, they made them even better. That's
I
amazing.
wonder how many gyroids we're getting.
There have been a lot. I think, what did New Leaf have? Like 140 something
Yeah.
or so? And I mean, that's like total, because there's, all the variations
Right.
of different gyroids, like all the sizes and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, it's going to be a whole nother thing to discover.
I
and that's
hope so.
perfect.
Mhm.
Pearly Girl said, I'm excited to discover new systems in the game. Does ordering coffee from Brewster have associated Nook Miles? Does the group stretching show up on a particular day or time? Is the new furniture a mix of DIYs and Nook shopping? I'm excited for the sheer amount of things to discover. I'm excited for feeling positivity and reconnection in the community. I'm excited to meet the cute Wardle. Yes, I love this. I was just thinking about this morning with Emily, funny enough. She asked me, like, do you think there's going to be more Nook Mile stuff? And I just said, I hope so. That's it. That's it. Like, I hope that we get rewarded Nook Miles every time we go and get coffee. Maybe there's like 3. It's like first time getting coffee, 50th time getting coffee, 100th time getting coffee. Because that's always how it goes. It's so long.
Yeah. Kakelu says, gyroids. I was just hoping for gyroids to come back, and then we got upgrades. When I saw the gyroids that have little special animations and that they're all different shapes and such, I squealed. I've been ignoring my island for a bit because of low motivation, but I might need to redesign my islands just to put gyroids
Oh
everywhere.
man.
Yes, I want them like hiding in little, like Princess Mononoke, those little
Oh.
guys everywhere. I also am so excited, like Kakelu said, that they are all different shapes because before they were all just kind of like spherical, not spherical, that's the wrong word, cylindrical with like their
Mhm.
arms and stuff. They all pretty much looked like each other.
Right.
They're beautiful in this new update. So I'm excited too, Kakelu.
Yes. I love the love for gyroids now.
Yep.
They gotta glow up for sure.
Yeah. Tiger Yuri said, since I didn't play earlier versions of Animal Crossing that had Brewster, I'm actually quite surprised to say that I'm most looking forward to Brewster and the Roost. I absolutely love cozy little coffee houses and getting to drink coffee with Isabel, the Able sisters, or that darling new villager Shino. It sounds delightful. I might need Nintendo to add a coffee ordinance to make the coffee house the center of the island. Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Yes. I'm glad for that. Like Brewster got so overshadowed by all of the other things in the direct. Like it was the first thing shown, and then all of a sudden we forgot Brewster even existed. So I am excited for Brewster. I'm really happy that we're gonna be able to earn Brewster and go and hang out with him. It's gonna be a good time. It'll be a nice way to kick off all of the things that we're going to be able to do.
Mhm.
So Steph said, it's nearly impossible to choose, but I think my favorite thing is cooking. The new crops and that beautiful stove with the copper pot looks so nice, and I can't wait to decorate my island like one big hobbity feast. The cooking is incredible. There are so many new food items that I'm just like, are all of these really going to be unlocked by just redeeming this new cooking thing, or
Oh.
are we going to be able to learn more over time?
Oh.
Just like who was it? Just like Pearly Girl was saying, like how are these updates going to work once we're actually playing it, you know? Like how are we going
Yes.
to unlock this stuff? How are we going to experience it? And that's my big question with cooking, but I love how many items we've seen already and I'm ready to make all of that delicious food.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Pip says, seeing all the old NPCs return was definitely my favorite part. I literally squealed in excitement. And Tortimer, he's alive! Animal Crossing New Horizons is finally feeling like a complete game. Didn't I tell you I would probably buy any DLC that Animal Crossing provides? And yes, I'm buying this one. It's
Nice.
true. Remember when the first direct came out and everybody like thought that little white grave up
Yes.
on the cliff was for Tortimer? Oh my
Yes.
gosh, he's not dead, you guys.
Yeah, Tortimer lives. He's all right. Everyone's favorite grandpa is doing okay.
Tortoises live for a long time. We never should have doubted him.
That's true.
I know. He's probably going to make it to like 400 or 500 easily.
Yeah.
Nice. Matt Chow said, it's so hard to decide. The extra inclines, bridges, and permanent ladders will let me perfect my layout. The new shopping area is the main feature I was asking for from day one. The new amiibo cards have me so pumped to collect again. But probably the best part is just seeing more excitement around the game. I think the size of this update will really help reinvigorate the community. Yes, Matt Chow, I think you're right. We're already seeing it. Here in Haken and everyone in general, like even in social media, people are excited about Animal Crossing again, and it's very fun to see that.
Oh yeah, I love to see it. And one thing we haven't really talked about too much too is definitely like the new characters that we're getting associated with those amiibo cards. And
Yes.
I do want to say like next week we are planning on doing like a real deep dive in like the new characters, returning characters and stuff. So Nina, you're gonna get some nice facts ready for us next time.
It looks like Chad is asking for some tortoise facts
Yeah.
that we have to work
Oh,
on.
nice.
Yes.
I mean, we might have to make that happen. Might have to make it happen. But yeah, we'll do like a nice deep dive of like all the returning characters, the new characters. Tell you all who our favorites are. We haven't talked about that yet, and I'm just getting excited to cover them because they're cute. There's some cuties in there.
Yeah.
All right, our last answer for Haken's Islander Corner is from Lucy, and Lucy said, all of the things. I'm still in so much shock about how many new exciting treats we're getting. I feel like all my Christmases have come at once. My top picks would have to be the new villagers, all of the Happy Home Paradise, especially Nico the monkey with his little floofy leggies, Harv's Island, cooking, gyroids, and the return of my beloved froggy chairs. I'm so excited and can't wait to prep my island ready for the biggest update that's ever hit. I've loved New Horizons so much, and I'm so happy it's going to new heights after a long stint of Groundhog Day, minus Rossetti. I also can't wait to see if now that the 2.0 update has been announced, whether Build-A-Bear will release more plushie characters in time for Christmas. If they make a Nico, I will pass out from squealing. Oh man, I didn't even think of getting a Nico Build-A-Bear, but I need that in my life right away.
And Wardle.
He's so cute. I will die for Nico.
I just got like a weird premonition feeling as you were reading. Can't wait to see, or wait, what did it say? Yeah, happy it's going to new heights. What if that's the next game after New Horizons is New Heights? We're back in a city.
This takes me back to when we were guessing the names for Animal Crossing. And I was like, surely they won't use the word new again. But now I'm just like, great, they're going to use the word new again.
They're going to use it every time now.
New Leaf, New Horizons, New Heights. We're making tree houses now, building in the clouds. I don't know what they're going to do with the next one.
Skyscrapers.
Maybe we're in space, for all we know. New planets. We're doing planets. Entire planets that are Animal Crossing themed. I don't know. They could honestly, they're whatever they're working on next, it's going to be amazing. Because that's like one thing I always like to remind people about with Nintendo. Like, just because they haven't said anything about a game, it doesn't mean they're not like working on it or thinking about it. Like, especially a game that's made as much as Animal Crossing now, I think they're looking at it as a big series that they have to keep in production all the time. So Nintendo's always working on a Mario game. They're always working on a Zelda game. And I think pretty soon we're going to see they're always working on an Animal Crossing game just by how huge this is. So I don't have a doubt in my mind now that they're working on the next big thing. It's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, they could also just be working on Splatoon 3 right now. They've got to start separating those two people, two workers. Both the games are so huge that hopefully that means there's always dedicated teams working on them.
Yeah, and honestly, I do think they do. I think that Nintendo rotates people enough that we're going to see a lot of different names in all of the credits and everything. I think that's one thing I enjoy personally digging through, like just all of the credits for Animal Crossing and Splatoon and seeing like, okay, how many people actually shared working on both of these games and how many were unique to each one and everything. So yeah, I'm ready. Splatoon 3, it's going to be fun, but like this update is going to be a nice little thing to play and enjoy until that happens.
Nice. And Lucy brought a good point. Hopefully we get more collaborations with different companies after the update. I think Nintendo should work with IKEA. I think we're ready. Real life froggy chairs. Real life froggy chairs. We're ready.
That would be good.
Oh my gosh. Like actual Animal Crossing furniture in real life. My whole house is going to change. I already got my Animal Crossing couch here. My little plaid couch.
Nice.
Yes, I need that. I never knew how much I needed that until you just said it. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. If you're sad to see us go, join us over on Discord. You can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing as much as you do, including Sergio, Nina, and me. Want to support Haken in a bigger way and tell us your answers in the Haken Islander Corner? Head over to patreon.com/ChuiPlaysNintendo. $1 goes a long way to making this show even better and includes tons of goodies for you to enjoy. Get a special role on Discord, read a monthly newsletter, and get many other great rewards. We really appreciate the support and put your money towards some great things on the show. If you're listening on YouTube, what was your favorite thing from the Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct? Reviews really help the show get discovered by more people. Please leave a review on your platform of choice and let us know how we're doing. Haken is Wild Production, brought to you by Chuy, Sergio, Nina, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you all next time.